Hey everyone and welcome to Divinity Original Sin 2. So, I'm a little bit late on this because it's been out for around 3 weeks at this point, but it did win one of my recent Patreon votes, so we're going to play a bit. Now, I already played a fair bit myself, so I don't know what's up. I don't think we're going to finish the entire game, because you need like a solid 50 plus hours to finish all of this. But we are going to play some, and I already made my character. We are going to be Lizard, mostly for the Dragon's Blaze ability. It's pretty damn good. And here's the preset. Well, it's not really a preset, I modified it. So we got +2 in intelligence, because we need that for damage, +1 constitution for a little bit of extra vitality. And we'll be using summoning skills as well as arrow surge skills. I'll show you these three in just a moment. And I picked up +1 to lucky charm, because that gives us extra loot, or at least a chance to find extra loot. And here are the 3 starting skills that I picked. We'll get a chance to get the others as we play, but this is what we'll start with. Elemental Totem, which is fairly self-explanatory. Conjure Incarnate, which basically summons a pet that you can use, and Electric Discharge, which is a basic air damage skill. Then we got talents. I picked up Pet Pal, which unlocks some dialogue options with animals. There are better talents in here for combat, but Pet Pal unlocks additional dialogue options and often additional quests, so that's what I picked. And this is purely for dialogues. I'm pretty sure these are only used for flavor. So I picked up Jester, because that's my favorite option in here. It has some hilarious dialogues. And also Scholar. And instruments, I'm actually not sure how this affects the game, but whatever. And I think that's that. Let's get started, shall we? And our name is Marbs. Let's get started.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken, but instead I became part of their story.
So, Divinity Original Sin 2 is fully voiced over, which is very nice. And here we are, on a ship.
So, it wasn't a dream after all.
No, probably not.
Right to headquarters right away.
So here's our journal, our story so far, chapter 1.
What a well of knowledge this tome
I am bound by a magical collar that cannot be removed.
Lending it to me.
There it is, sword collar, cannot be unequipped. We don't have a whole lot right now. 1 healing potion, 1 resurrection scroll, a firestorm grenade, and a backpack where we can store more stuff.
Ah,
Alright, let's have a chat.
Yes. Look Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Hey, we're not a dog, we're a lizard. Can't you tell the difference?
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Yeah, and here are the additional dialogue options from Scholar and Jester. I'm pretty sure all of these are just flavor, but some of them are actually kind of hilarious.
Don't you dare. If you violate the virtue of my carpet, I'll do a good thing worse than put a collar around your neck.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
Okay then. Take your leave. Or demand to know why she collared you. Yeah, alright.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
She might be playing a trick. Don't do it.
Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise.
Shake your head. You're not going to do it.
My, aren't we a meek little
Yep,
lamb?
it wouldn't work anyway.
Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all, though it does look darling on you. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because, to answer your question, what the collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Source.
Yeah, we figured as much already.
For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Okay then, so let's move on. There's not a whole lot in this room, although there is a barrel that we can check out with nothing in it. Alright, let's go then. We got a few more people to talk with. Actually, there is an ancient book here, but we would have to steal it.
There's been a murder.
What do you think you're doing? Oh, I think I tried to pick something up. Alright, let's talk with these people. We can enter sneak mode.
Ugly sight.
Actually, stealing is a pretty damn good way to make money in this game, as it was in the previous one.
Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwoken followed the source that did this.
Although it's a little bit more limited now. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So... ask why she's letting you so close to the crime scene. For all she knows, you could be the killers.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
Okay then. Say you don't hail from the House of Dreams. When you sleep, you truly sleep.
Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Laugh. She really thinks you'd help a Magister. Who knows who's keeping you under lock and key. Tell her your price is considerably higher than that. Nod and say you'll let her know if you hear anything interesting. Yeah,
Thanks.
whatever.
I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone else.
Okay then.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Avoid looking into the room. Yeah, about that. I think we already looked into it.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own.
Yeah, we got it a little bit
Lucky you were
backwards.
busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Ask if he knew the dead man.
It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Oddball. Looked to me like he saw something he wished he hadn't before he came here. We'll find out who did it, one way or another.
Okay then.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Right, she's not very talkative, from the looks of it. Alright. Let's move on, shall we? We will grab a bedroll, because we will actually need it in the future. And we can also use a bucket as a helmet, which is pretty funny. And it also looks just as you imagine it would. Not very fashionable, but it's certainly better head protection than literally nothing.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Wonder what she's doing.
Rolling dice?
Yeah!
Deciding fates.
Whose fate?
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
Ask if she can reach the future.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
You don't see why not? Extend your arm. Yeah, why the heck not?
A vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake thinking of someone back home. A very special someone. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together.
Admit wide-eyed, that's exactly right. Snap at her, stare at the ground. Yeah, let's go with the second one.
Of course it is. The truth's right there, skin deep. But don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
That could be taken out of context. Alright. Let's see, we got a key over here. Apparently this guy doesn't mind.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms.
Oh, he has a collar too.
A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
Ask him why the Magister suspects him of murder. Yeah, sure.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Ask him what he did to find himself at the mercy of a subordinate. Yeah, sure.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Say that you're still curious about the murder. Did he do it? Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious from the context that he's going to say no.
No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Well, that guy is interested.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Ask Ifan if he knows anything about where we're headed. For the Joy.
The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
Okay then. Yeah, probably not an acquaintance we're eager to make.
Not eager to bow before the great Bishop Alexander, son of the Divine himself. My sentiments exactly. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, Lizard, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Tell him your name. Refuse to give him your name. Tell him your name is Victor. That's right.
Magister Victor
I like
looks
that
at
one.
you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Well, he clearly doesn't have a sense of humor. Okay then, well, let's see, should we pick up anything in here? We got some potatoes and a pocket knife. Yeah, I don't think we'll need that, but let's pick it up anyway. Small poison bottle. Alright, sure, you know what, let's pick all that up. We can always drop it anytime we want. One cooking pot. And we can check out a journal. No text, apparently, alright. And a mug of wine. Effects unknown, yeah, we probably know what the effects of wine are. Just saying. And apparently this is closed. Let's go the other way.
Well, well, what have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we?
Well, we got a fellow lizard.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Humor him. Let's see where this leads.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Can we cook? Okay, well, let's pretend that we can.
Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Okay. Well, let's pretend that we can do all these things.
Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer indeed. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can cook, tailor, and groom. Well, that just about settles it. I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave.
I don't think he's in a position to make that claim. Stare at him blankly. He thinks you're his what now?
My slave, of course. Oh, but I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoo!
All right.
Forgive me, kin. Were that I had more than gruel to serve. If I'd more than cornmeal and rotting roots, I'd concoct something more fitting. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
All right, anyone else we can talk with?
I'll tell you if
we can grab some more beer.
For me to listen.
Please, please. Wow. You're a dragon. You look like a dragon. But where are your wings?
Damn right, we're a dragon. We can even breathe fire. Quite literally.
Ah, there you are. Husband.
What?
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this loser woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Okay, let's play along.
How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame
Plus two attitude.
Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Say that that's true enough. Shake her hand. Lossy, you presume.
You presume right.
Ask if she knows anything about the murder that happened on board.
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
I can't blame her. In our circumstances.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Alright then.
Good luck, Chief.
Well, let's move on. One more guy over here.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
About as well as we can, in our circumstances. Ask if he'd be fine, collared like a dog and struck in a ship's hold with a corpse and the murderer on the loose. Well, it's a legit question.
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
Well, they found their murderer. That was easy.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
Okay. This may be the perfect opportunity to create a mutiny. Tell the woman you stand by her, address the sorcerer and ask her what she meant by there are others whose lives must end. Or say yes, turn and leave. Let's go with the last one.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
So it seems.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Okay. That's technically a fight, but not really. It was over just about as quickly as it started. So now this place is a bit of a mess.
What's happened?
Alright, let's see if we can pick something up. Not much in there, but we got some weapons in here. I'll take all of that. And we can equip the wand. And a shield. And that will have to do for now. Anything else? Some food. Well, like I said before, we can always drop things that we don't need. Might as well pick some of it up. Heals 10% vitality, yep. Effects unknown, sure. A little bit of gold. Alright, I'll take all of that. And now I think we need to go up. I suppose we can go back for a moment and see if there's anything interesting back here. We can check the Magisters. Okay, I don't think I'm going to load everything, because we'll run out of inventory space pretty quickly.
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see if he's living or dead.
Hold your head to his chest, listening for a heartbeat. Call to him, is he alright? Yeah, doesn't sound like he's alright.
What? What happened? Must have been the turnips.
Yes, I'm sure that was it. Slap him in the face. He needs to get up now. Hey, he deserves a slap.
You dare strike a royal? Ooh.
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into
Well, that was satisfying. It was worth coming back just for that.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use. Your words do not seem to reach her.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
Alright then. Let's go back here. We got a little bit of extra gold. I'll take that. It's not a lot, but it's more than 0, basically. And we also got the first Magister.
Unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
She's bleeding, eh? Would be a shame if something happened to her. How did we miss? That was totally an accident. Whoops, my bad. Oh, she didn't have anything on her. Alright then. I don't think there's anything else back here. Oh yeah, actually, empty potion bottle. That will actually be useful in the future. A small tome. Okay. And what about this ancient book up here? Let's pick that up. Alright. I think it's time to go upstairs. There's not much else down
The
here.
hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
Yeah, the other way. Off we go then.
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are
Wake
wide
up.
open. She doesn't stir.
She will not wake up. Right, I think we got everything. Oh yeah, key to a stern room. We can actually use that. Alright, up we go. There's a swords hound in here.
The hound paws
We don't have
desperately
pet
at
pal.
its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose and continues scratching.
Shout to the dog. It has to get out of here. The ship is going to sink.
The dog notices you for the first time and snarls. The hairs on its back prickling as it lowers itself into a lunge.
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose once more.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much. Please make it stop.
Okay. Tell the dog you're not the one who did this. You'd stop it if you could.
The dog whines and continues pawing at its nose.
Alright then. Well, we can't make it stop, so yeah.
That doesn't bode well.
Let's
Onwards
move
and
on.
upwards.
This way. A gold cup. Value 125. Yep, we like shiny things. We will pick that up.
Damn it! Need to get off this wreck.
And onwards. More corpses with nothing on them. And a little bit of gold.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. What in blazes? Something's
I'll take
pounding
all
on
of
the
that.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The color drains from your hand, and you are left numb. It doesn't budge.
Alright then. We do have a key, but that wasn't the one that we needed. No, I don't want to combine. Alright, there's one more corpse down here. Oh yeah, that's the key. And there's also a note. Death fog barrels have been locked down in storage. Right. So that's what's in there, basically.
The door groans open.
Something's breaking through.
Here they are.
What in the hell's an ulcer?
You can actually pick up one of them and use it later, but we're not going to do that. And I think that requires telekinesis skill, which we do not have. And we don't want to go in there because, yeah, that will kill us. Unless we're undead, which we are not. Not much else to see down here. Alright, I think it's time to go up. Hold on, there's someone in here. Fane.
You pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No, no, no! What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Yeah, he's observant, alright.
Oh. Yes? Shouldn't you be running or screaming or some such?
I like this guy already. Ask if he shouldn't be doing the same. The ship is going down.
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
I know your god did not gift you with much, but kindly use the little you were given. Do you look at me and think, why yes, there is someone with organs enough to drown? Trifling matters like water and poison do not...
I like his sense of humor.
No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the sea floor, I will simply walk to shore. Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over.
Ask why you didn't see him before. He kind of stands out.
I believe you did. Although I was wearing the face of an elf at the time. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed, which allowed me to take that primitive form. A mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her little scene. Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands.
That seems quite sensible.
Indeed. Just as sensible as getting off a sinking ship and leaving a fellow to his business. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die a rather terrible death, so...
The skeleton shrugs casually and returns to his book.
I like this guy. He's my favorite. So, now I think it's time to go up. There's not much else to see in here. Oh, actually, there's a little bit of extra gold. And one more corpse. Here, we found a bow. Which we are likely not going to use, but there we go. We got it anyway. Yep, it's time to actually go up. More gold. Up we go then. And now we actually get to fight something. First proper combat. Okay then, so here are the skills that we have. Elemental Totem, Electric Discharge, and Conjure Incarnate. We also got Dragon's Blaze, which is a pretty nice skill right there. We got one Healing Potion, Resurrection Scroll, a Firestorm Grenade, and Shields Up. Okay then, so we are going to cast Conjure. That uses 2 action points. And our action points are down here. These green and red orbs. Which means we can still summon Elemental Totem. Oh yeah, actually, Elemental Totems are best used on surfaces. So it's best used on that poison over there. Okay, and now we can use our actual pet to attack. Here we go. We can attack twice. Here comes the other voidling. And now it's our totem. Actually no, it's still the incarnate. That will kill one of them. Our totem moves automatically. Or attacks automatically. It can't exactly move, can it? No, not really. And here's our third skill, Electric Discharge. We can use that on the voidling. Here, now it's stunned. And it's about to die. We can use our wand. There. So since our wand is fire damage, that will interact with the surfaces. So now, the pool of blood is shocked. And the pool of poison was on fire, as you could see. A lot of surfaces and effects interact in Divinity Original Sin, which creates all kinds of effects that you should be aware of. But we'll get into that in more detail in the future. So now we can go up here, but now there's a lot of fire up there, so we can grab a water barrel and throw it up there. That is exactly what we're going to do. Like so. We can also just walk through the fire, because why not? That was actually not quite enough. Yeah, if we throw it too far, it will just get destroyed. Let's try that again with the second one. This is kind of not really necessary, but we can do it anyway. Just to demonstrate how it works, if nothing else. So now that it's there, yeah, we got rid of most of it. There, now we can walk across. And check the corpse. We found a sheave, some gold, and a makeshift wand, which is exactly the same as the one we had already. So that's not super useful. Let's go back down. Come on, move a little bit faster, won't you? And here's a lifeboat. That is exactly what we need.
That means there's still a chance.
My ball! You do it!
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarves first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
Yeah, I know a different version of that story.
Said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Call the dwarf a yellow-bellied coward. You'll return to the lower deck and check for survivors. Alright, sure.
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
Alright then, so let's go straight down, shall we? Right here. Let's see just how far we are going to get. This way. And here's another fight, so... Do we have a surface we can use? Not really. Right, let's summon a totem. Actually no, first let's summon our pet. Then we can summon a totem. And maybe I'll use Dragon's Blaze at some point, just to show how it works. In fact, we can use Dragon's Blaze to create a surface and then use both the Incarnate and Elemental Totem on it. That works. However, right now we are a little bit too far away. Let's go for Electric Discharge. Now it's shocked. And we can hit it with our pet. There.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
Blood is still a surface, mind you. We can use that too.
I've faced worse.
I'm sure you did.
Let the games begin.
This isn't really much of a fight.
They who are about to triumph.
Okay, our pet again. We also got some ice over here, we can use that though. And here's the turn order, as you probably figured out. We can see who exactly is going to move and in what order. We still need to wait a little bit for our turn. This entire area is more or less an intro that shows you some game mechanics and initiates the story. Are we there yet?
Let's not tarry.
Away.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to do a whole lot. Let's go. We can check the corpses. I don't think we'll find a whole lot, but we'll check them anyway. Yeah, there's nothing new in here. Back up we go. Let's grab these. Almost there. And here comes a surprise.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
So that's the start of the story.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship.
And this is also where I'm going to end the first episode. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, or a dislike if you didn't. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.